Hi everyone, welcome to this video. Today I'm taking you through one of the easiest, most underrated ways to get to Disneyland Paris, and that's by car, using LeShuttle or Eurotunnel as it used to be called. If you're travelling from the UK, this could be the perfect combo of speed, comfort and flexibility. So in this video I'm going to break it down exactly how it works and give you a step-by-step guide to using this service. But before we jump in, I'm just going to give you some info and tips on what LeShuttle actually is. So LeShuttle is a vehicle carrying train and it runs through the Channel Tunnel, connecting Folkestone in the UK to Calais in France. And it's the fastest way to take your car across the channel. The journey only takes 35 minutes and you can stay in your car the whole time from arriving at the terminal all the way to arriving in France. And the Channel Tunnel is the longest underwater tunnel in the world, and it's about 23 miles long, all running beneath the sea. But let's make one thing clear, because when I was a kid, I imagined that you'd be able to see fish swimming past the windows, but the tunnel is actually built beneath the seabed, so you don't see the sea at all whilst you're travelling, unfortunately, so sorry to let anyone down by that. The shuttle operates 365 days a year with up to 4 departures per hour during peak times. And we found the whole travel process really smooth and quick on our recent trip on the build up to the Easter school holidays. It's quick, easy and perfect for road trips like this one to Disneyland Paris. So let's jump into the full step-by-step guide on how to use the Eurotunnel. First things first, you'll want to book your tickets on LeShuttle website, which is LeShuttle.com. You'll be travelling on LeShuttle, which travels from Folkestone in the UK to Calais in France in just 35 minutes. Don't be confused with Eurostar, which is just a passenger-only service. LeShuttle carries vehicles. When you're booking, choose your time slot, add your vehicle details, and you're good to go. And just a little tip as well, sometimes they have discount codes, so we got 25% off our booking, and the return crossing for us cost just over £200. And a bit of a pro tip, if you try and travel off-peak, so sort of very early or very late at night, you're going to save money. So you're allowed to check the prices for all the times when you book in, so just have a bit of a scroll up and down and see which price suits you and which time suits you too. So once you've booked, ensure you add all your advanced passenger details on the website, including your passport information. This is mandatory for your travel and ensures your crossing goes smoothly. The journey down from Derby to Folkestone took us around 3.5 hours, with a couple of stops along the way to grab a quick break. When you get close, you'll start to see lots of signs for the Channel Tunnel, and to be honest, it's hard to miss. Signs are clear and it's a really easy route into the check-in. However long it takes you to arrive, you need to arrive at check-in at least 1 hour before your departure time. You can arrive early and you may be offered an earlier crossing, sometimes at a small charge, but depending on your ticket, if you arrive late, you may not be allowed to board at all. So it's important to arrive on time and check what type of flexibility your ticket has. The check-in looks a bit like a toll booth and it's all automated, so just pull up in your car and it should read your number plate automatically and then bring your booking up on the screen. You'll be asked to confirm your departure time, and here you may be offered an earlier crossing if there's any availability. And you'll be then asked to confirm all the information when you booked, such as your fuel type, travelling with pets, and the number of passengers. Once you're checked in, you'll be given a hanger for your windscreen with your departure letter on it. So this is important to remember, as this letter will be when you board the train. You can then head through the barrier and move on. So after check-in, it's really easy to follow your way around the site. Just follow the signs to head towards the passenger terminal. And once you arrive in there, there's large departure boards in the car park that show the live times and when you should proceed to security and boarding. It's also handy to have the app, as this has the live departure information and shows if there's any delays at any part of the process. While you wait, you've got access to a fantastic terminal building, or you can stay in your car the whole time if you want to. But I thought I'd just give you a bit of an overview of the facilities inside the passenger terminal. So we've parked up in the large car park at the terminal. We're going going to head inside the passenger terminal, just have a look around for about 15-20 minutes until our boarding group is called. So we're V5. Got Katie's favourite, World Duty Free. So you can generate a duty-free QR code. So you just got to go onto the website, you'll get an email from LeShuttle just to invite you to do duty-free. So just keep an eye out for that. You pop your details in, and it'll send you a QR code which you can scan to purchase duty-free. So we've spotted some good deals on wines. 6 bottles for 15 quid on Blossom Hill. So I think there's some decent alcohol deals to be had. There's a food court here as well, so you can grab a bite. It's a bit like a service station really. So you've got Leon, Burger King, Lager and Starbucks food offerings. Big queue for Burger King at the moment. Got some nice modern seating in the centre area. And you've got the departure board as well, both in French and English. And there's a bit of a notice about some of the toilets on board the train being out of order, so I'd definitely make sure to use a toilet before you board, just in case you're in a carriage area that doesn't have toilets working. But yeah, there's a WH Smith's as well, so if you want to grab magazines and bits, you can. There's also an AA shop as well inside the terminal, which is handy, because we're driving in France. There are a couple of extra regulations you just need to be aware of. So you need to have a UK sticker on your car, got to have a reflective jacket, a warning triangle, and if your car says you need them, you're going to need headlamp beam deflectors. So check your car manual. So the model we've got, we don't need them, but you might need those if you've got an older car or a car that doesn't have the headlamps that are applicable with that. But if you need anything, you can go to the AA shop here and pick up those bits. But inevitably they're going to be cheaper if you pick them up before you arrive. But if you get stuck, you can get it all here. So it's really important to keep an eye on the board or on the app just to check when your train's going and when to board, etc. Because the time for ours has changed about 3 different times in the last 10 minutes. And now it's saying please proceed, whereas before it was saying wait 25 minutes. So keep a very close eye on it. There's plenty of boards all around the terminal, because you could go from being told to wait 25 minutes to suddenly please proceed. So keep a close eye, because you don't want to miss it, do you? So short and sweet little stop inside the terminal, but we've been told to proceed, so we're going to head back to our car and carry on the process. So now our train has been called and we make our way to the first of 2 border and security checks. The first is the UK border. Here you'll have your passports checked, and you'll have to open your windows of your car so the agents can see all the passengers inside. You may also get stopped for a random security check, which could include a physical search of your vehicle or a swab of your steering wheel for explosives. Next up is the French border, where you'll undergo the same checks again, so keep your passports to hand during these 2 checkpoints. There's no immigration on arrival to France, you just drive straight in when you arrive. Once these checks are both complete, you'll follow the signs and staff directions to begin the boarding process. Ensure you enter the correct lane for your vehicle size and ticket type. You'll have this info on your booking confirmation. You'll be directed to a lane to park up and wait in until it's time for boarding, which is normally around 25 minutes before departure time. Next is the exciting part. You'll be driving onto the train. Follow the lanes all the way to the loading area and drive straight onto the train. It's as simple as that. Driving onto the train's pretty easy and doesn't feel too weird. It's almost like driving into a multi-storey car park, but it looks a bit like a London Underground train inside. Just keep driving down until the staff member tells you to stop. Sometimes you'll be parked right up against the car in front, or sometimes they'll leave a gap, so just follow their instruction. And then you'll be told to turn your engine off and put your car into first gear or park if it's an automatic, and also put your windows halfway down for ventilation. You can either stay in your car or walk around the carriage. It's air conditioned with toilets on board every couple of carriages. There's 2 levels on the train, so you could either be on the top or bottom. There's stairs inside the train, so you can move around, but there's no facilities on the train other than the toilets, so don't expect any shops or vending machines. Just make sure you've got everything that you need with you before you start the boarding process for the train. And once you're on board, it's off you go. It's a quick 35 minutes to France, and during the journey you may feel your ears pop as you go through the tunnel, a bit like being on an aeroplane. There's windows on the train, but once you're in the tunnel you can't really see anything. I'd recommend just chilling out in your car and relaxing, enjoying that 35-minute break before you start driving again. As the train approaches Calais, you'll hear an announcement to return to your vehicle, and once you stop, the internal doors will open, but don't start your engine until the cars in front start to move. Then just drive down the carriages and you'll exit onto French roads. After exiting the train, just follow the roads and signs to exit the site and you'll be popped straight onto the French motorway. So now you've arrived in France and on the way to Disneyland, ensure that you're driving on the right side of the road and that you're displaying your UK sticker on the rear of your car. Also ensure, if applicable, that the headlight deflectors are fitted to your headlights too, as this is a legal requirement whilst driving in France. Some parts of France require a clean air sticker, however the route down to Disneyland doesn't require one, so don't worry about this. France uses kilometres for all the signs and speed limits, so if your car has a digital speedo, it's a good chance to change over to kilometres whilst on the train, as it just makes driving a bit easier whilst you're in France. The drive from Calais to Disneyland Paris takes around 3 hours, and it's super easy due to the route mostly being 2 stretches of long motorway. You'll take the A26 and A1, which is probably one of the best routes, as it's really nice road to drive, other than it being unlit at night. I found the driving standards and discipline very similar to the UK, so it's easy to adjust and drive, and for me it just didn't feel weird at all. A nice, easy drive. One thing that did catch us out though was the toll booth on the A26. So there is a toll on the way if you take this route by the A26 and A1, and unfortunately the kiosks are located on the left side, meaning if you don't have a front seat passenger, it's really hard to reach. You have to lean all the way across and interact with the toll booth. So a top tip really is ensure that you've got a front seat passenger, or at the very least be aware that that's coming. So the toll is €25.10 both ways, so it is quite expensive. It takes cash and it also takes contactless on the kiosk too. After the toll, it's a steady drive down to Disneyland, and just like that, you've made it from the UK to the magic of Disney, all on your own 4 wheels. And here we are. We made it to our Airbnb apartment in Ceres, which is next to Disneyland. So we set off at about 3:15 UK time, and now it's 1 French time, which means it's taken us 8 hours in total from leaving our house in Derby in the UK to arriving at our Airbnb in France. So that's it for the outbound leg. We're going to be enjoying our time at Disneyland Paris now, and next part of this video is going to be the return leg. Hey guys, right, you join us now on Sunday afternoon, 4:20. We're going to start driving home. So this is part 2 of this video, currently at the car park at Disneyland Paris, and you're going to come along with us for the journey home. So I think it's going to be pretty similar to the way here really, but we want to show you just so you know what to expect. It's going to be our first time doing it too, so let's go get the Channel Tunnel and make our way home. So after an amazing few days at Disneyland Paris, it's time to head home. And the return journey is just as smooth, as simple as the way out, just in reverse. From Disneyland, we jump back on the motorway and follow the signs for the A1, and then the A26, heading north towards Calais. It took us just over 3 hours, including a couple of service stops along the way, with both directions really. There's loads of opportunities to stop for toilet breaks, there's service stations, So if you need fuel or any essentials, there's plenty of opportunities to stop, and there's also lots of picnic areas too, which is nice. And don't forget, there's another toll booth on the return, so again it's €25 10 and the kiosk is still on the left on the way back, so just be ready for that awkward reach if you're driving solo. When you get close to the Calais terminal, it's really well signposted. Just follow the signs for the tunnel, and check-in works exactly the same way. Pull up to the booth, your number plate is read automatically and your booking appears on the screen. Confirm your details and you'll be given another hanger for your windscreen with your departure letter. The whole thing is exactly the same as the outbound journey. You can then head to the Calais terminal building while you wait. It's got everything you need, just like the way out: cafes, toilets in the shop and seating areas. And I just thought I'd give you a bit of an overview of this one too. We've made it to LeShuttle terminal at Calais. Very straightforward process for getting through here if you're pre-booked, recognises your reg. But we're going to go inside, grab a bite and show you some of the facilities in the passenger terminal. So it's the inside of the terminal. You've got busy Burger King in the corner, Harvest Market, fresh and local, paninis, coffees, pastries, pizzas. Got a kid space, toilets straight ahead. You've got a Starbucks coffee on your right. Over on the far side there's a pet space, and then you've got the duty free. So much the same as the outbound terminal, just looks a bit bigger in duty free. And just in the distance as well there's a WH Smith's, so pretty much identical facilities. And you've also got a tickets and service desk in the corner. Plenty of departure boards as well. We're B5, so we're keeping an eye. We'll call in 23 minutes. And you've got some seating in front of the food establishments as well. Just to give you an idea on duty-free prices here, there's a bit of a deal at the minute. Buy 3 bottles of spirits and get another one free on all 1 litre bottles. So our favourite drink is Captain Morgan's Black Spice. It's very cheap, €21.89 for a litre. Wine wise, got the case deals, buy 4 get 2 free, 6 for $35.80 on these bottles. So yeah, there's lots going on. Finished in the passenger terminal. We've been called with our group B5, so we're going to head back to the car and go through border security. Once your departure letter is called, you'll go through another 2 sets of passport checks. The first being the French border control, and then you'll move on to the UK border control. Just like before, they'll check your passports and may ask to see inside your car. Then it's on to boarding. You'll be directed to your carriage, drive onto the train, park up, switch off your engine and get comfy for the 35-minute journey back to the UK. Same as before, you can stretch your legs inside the carriage and use the toilets if needed. And just like the outbound, there's no food or drink facilities on board. So again, just make sure you're grabbing everything from the terminal if you need anything before boarding. Once you arrive in Folkestone, you'll hear the announcement to return to your car. Wait until the cars in front move, then drive off the train and straight onto the M20. And that's it, you're back in the UK. For us, it was another 3 and a bit hours drive back to Derby. We were tired, but full of Disney magic and grateful we made the journey. So that's it, a smooth, simple and super family-friendly way to get to Disneyland Paris. If you're travelling with kids, like we are, it gives you full control over stops, snacks and space. You can take your time, go at your own pace with the journey. So let us know in the comments if you've tried LeShuttle or you're planning a road trip to Disney. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, it'd be amazing if you could subscribe. It really does help us and we love sharing our adventures on the channel. So thank you so much for watching, we really appreciate it. And if you're planning a trip to France soon, we hope you have an amazing time and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.